Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing you an important update about the economy and the investment market so you can better understand how we're positioned and what we currently see in all the markets around the world. As of Friday, we made some very defensive changes to all of our model portfolios for every client. In fact, we're holding a large position in most of our models in cash, high-grade corporates, and obviously short the market, and also we are long treasuries. We are very defensive at this point because our market trend indicators and also our global tactical opportunity portfolio dictated that we do this. We're seeing a substantial slowdown in Europe, even further than what was expected. The job numbers in the U.S. were anemic at best on Friday. We're seeing some slowdowns. There's a lot of indicators around the world that things are slowing. The ECRI, Economic Cycle Research Institute, on Friday again reaffirmed that they are looking for another recession coming in later this year. Whether that happens or not is going to be dependent on what the U.S. policymakers do and also the Euro policymakers, the ECB. The problem that we are facing right now and why we had the sell-off in the last 2 weeks in the equity-based markets again goes back to Europe. They're seeing a substantial run on the banks in Spain and Italy, Portugal, and Greece. The problem is their banks need to be recapitalized. The government officials aren't doing what needs to be done. The ECB, which is handling monetary policy, is basically pushing it back to the government so they can make decisions that are correct for their actual nations, and nobody seems to be doing anything. That's a concern. So at the end of the day, we've got two outcomes. Either A, they basically do nothing. The banks need to be recapitalized, they go broke and bankrupt, and basically it spreads into a recession around the world in the next 30 to 60 to 90 days. Or B, policymakers actually become adults, they actually have concrete ways to basically recapitalize the banks, probably with Eurobonds. The United States actually does what's right here to continue to stimulate our economy. And if they do, then obviously we're going to see higher stock prices and a different stance within our portfolio. And we'll go from being real conservative to going back to being in the areas that are actually relatively stronger, which would be based equities at that point. So we are very defensive. We will make a change if necessary. But at this point, we're seeing a substantial slowdown in the economy, not only here, but abroad, and the banking crisis over in Europe is only getting substantially worse. It's a cascading effect. So again, we're being conservative. We're doing exactly what our clients pay us to do, which is not only provide upside potential, but manage risk in severe down markets. Now, we don't react every 2, 3, or 4% move. Our system is very adaptive and objective, so we will make changes accordingly, and we will basically flow the money where the relatively stronger sectors are. So basically we can go anywhere and be conservative when necessary and be a little bit more growth oriented when also necessary. But right now we are very, very conservative. There's obviously Bernanke and team are going to speak on Thursday. It'll be interesting to see what he has to say. The ECB, they're not going to meet. Their next meeting won't be till the end of the month. There's a lot that can go on over the next 3 weeks or so. So we could see a lot of turbulence in all the markets. So kind of expect that. But we are very well insulated, I believe, from that. Again, if there's changes within the ECB or in the U.S. or the combination of the two, all bets will be off. And what that essentially means, it'll be back off to trying to grow the economy again, which means back to equity-based investments. If you have questions about your portfolio, if you have any concerns, make sure you do call our office. We always love talking to our clients. And as always, if you are not a client or would like to become a client, make sure you call our office. We always like taking on new people who want to better their situation. And make sure you do listen to this Sunday show. We're going to have a lot of great stuff to talk about. We'll talk about late developments in the week after Bernanke and team actually speak. And we'll be talking a lot about what we're seeing not only in our relative strength part of our sectors, also our market trend indicators, and we'll tell you exactly what we're doing and what we're seeing on this Sunday show. Make sure you have yourself a safe and profitable week.